Robert. Hey, Simone. Hey, Julie. Thanks. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Kathy. How are y'all doing? Thanks. Hey, Joan. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. How you doing? How's everybody today? Hi, Raymond. Exactly. I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Had quite the weekend. What's up, Niata? Good to see you, honey. Hi, Barry. How are you today? It's Monday. Oh, you're fine, Kathy. You're all good. Listen, you know you can be yourself around me. That's what I expect. Like, you know, I don't do well with people not being themselves. I don't do well with people being passive aggressive because, you know, I don't roll like that. So just be yourself. Okay, so he is stable. He's still on the ventilator. They're trying to wean him off today. His vitals are pretty stable. I mean, he's, you know, I mean, for those of you who don't know my brother, we wind up here, you know, every couple of years. And, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I never know what's going to happen. I mean, does anybody really know what's going to happen? But, you know, he doesn't have COVID, so that's a plus. It's just pneumonia. And, I mean, just pneumonia. And anyway, so, hi, Karis. So with the fires here, hi, Marie. You know, my neighbor passed away Friday, and then his mom went to the hospital too. So, you know, it's just crazy. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. Family drama, right? Okay, yes. You know what? It's always a surprise, which, you know, most of the time is good. And even when it's not good, you know, I'm always like, it's all okay in the end. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. And you just keep going, right? Because that's what we have. Hey, Mike. Thanks for your message today. That was so awesome. Yeah. I mean, hi, Michelle. So, you know, this is my therapy. So I'm not going to miss my own therapy session. You know, y'all, I'm just using y'all. That's it. I'm using y'all for therapy. My audience for therapy. Hi, Monty. How's everybody? Yeah, it's really bad here. I mean, you know, we've got a fire going. I guess it's still going. It's about 25 minutes from my house. So that's been sitting in the basin, and then there's one in Pasadena, in the Pasadena area. So we're right in between two big ones, and the wind's not really blowing, which, you know, we don't really want the wind to blow because it fans the flames, but then it also pushes everything out. So, and I walked this morning. It wasn't so bad. Like, over the weekend, I think I told you the weekend before, I didn't really walk outside. I didn't go outside. I went to Lowe's and walked, you know, nice big spacious air. Thank you, Karis. Thank you. Oh, cool and rainy Indian evening. That sounds like a story. It flared back up this morning. Shit, really? Like, is there anything left to burn? Like, what do we? Oh my God, Michelle, it's so much, right? I mean, you know, I just kind of like, I have a prayer box, right? And so I write down things and I put them in my prayer box because I'm always telling people that I will pray for them, and then I have so much stuff. So I just, you know, write the prayer, put it in the prayer box. And right now it just feels like, hey, Terry, it just feels like that is so necessary because everybody right now is needing prayer. Everybody, right? All right, so, but here we are, our 1 hour of the day where we don't think about any of that. We don't think about politics. We don't think about sadness. We just breathe, right? Ooh, Raymond, right? Seriously, I'm not trying to be mad on my show. Yeah, I'm just, let me just breathe. Hi, Tommy. What's up, sunshine? Good to see you. All right. I promised that I never would leave you. It's funny how the seasons change, and the more that I try to forget you, it's funny how things stay the same without a rhyme or reason. When I look into your eyes, I know that I found forever. No hiding and no disguises. Reunion of souls, of mind, of space, all the time, every place. I look and I see your smile face everywhere, constant. Everything I wanna be of who I am and how with you I can be free. Our hour to be free. I can be free. What's up, cousin Fran? How you doing, girl? All right, here we go. Free, free, free. My soul is free, free. My soul is free, free, free. My soul is free. Hey, Lakai, what's up, girl? My soul is free. My soul is free. My soul is free. Is your soul free? I'm so happy you're here. I was just talking earlier about how this is my therapy session. This is how I get through the day. Somebody, hi Marsha. Somebody was like, "Are you gonna be performing today? Are you okay?" I'm like, okay, if I don't have a show, then I will not be okay, right? Yeah, this is the one place during my day where I'm like, that's it. All right, so I wasn't gonna start with this one, but I'm gonna. If I could tell the world just one thing, it would be we're all okay. And not to worry, 'cause worry is wasteful and useless in times like these. I won't be made useless. I won't be idle with despair. I'll gather my faith around my voice. Light is the darkness most feared. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. And they're not yours, they are my own. And I am never broken. Poverty stole your golden shoes, but it didn't steal your laughter. Sadness comes to visit me, but it isn't ever after. We must fight, not out of spite, to protect all that is right. Where there's a man or a woman without a voice, their mind shall sing. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. And they're not yours. these are God's hands. These are God's hands. These are God's hands doing God's work. This is God's voice singing God's songs. These are God's feet walking God's path. This is God's heart feeling God's love. This is God's heart giving God's love. This is God's mind thinking God's thoughts. This is God's mind thinking God's thoughts. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own, and they're not yours, they are my own, and I am never broken. I am never broken. How could I be broken when these are God's hands? Hi, Lee Payne. All right, some of you came on and I did not say hi to you, and now I'm like, okay, wait, who joined us? Forgive me, if I didn't say hi to you, it's not because y'all know. Hi, everybody. It's rolling down kind of fast today, so I'm just trying to keep up. What's up, Sarah? How are you? Oh my God. Okay, and Lee Payne. Today is your birthday, right? Yes. Hey, LA, how are you? Good to see you. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's good to see you. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Good to see you. Hi, Alexa. It's been a long time. Yeah. How's everybody? Everybody good? Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashbacks, warm nights, almost left behind. The drum beats out of time. After my picture fading, darkness. Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Oh, thanks, Lee. Okay. After my pictures fade and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows and wondering if I'm okay, and secrets stolen from so deep down inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look. You will find me time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting time after. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Terry. Hey, Colleen. Mom. No, there's, you know, that's so crazy. It's the sun is coming through. It's a sunbeam, but I'm looking at it on the camera and it does look like toilet paper. I was like, did one of these children bring a roll of toilet paper in here? Because okay, so I have these pillows that have like bees on them, and they have tassels on the end. And so the other day I looked up and one of the tassels was missing. And of course I know who it was because nobody else comes in my room, right? So I'm like, Frankie, oh, TT, I don't know. I haven't touched that pillow. This was days ago, and I was like, Frankie, I know it's you. Right? Don't lie to me. She was like, no, it's not. So today, right? After she was riding the gate outside and knocked it off the fence. I was upstairs and I heard this crash and I was just like, so she came in, you know, she tells me, oh, well, she probably wouldn't have told me except, you know, our friend that's staying here was like, yo, so then she comes in and she's sitting there and I'm, you know, chastising her. I'm not going to say yelling. Okay, I might have been yelling. Anyway, so then I pick up the pillow and I'm like, Frankie, where is the tassel? And she's like, well, did you look behind it? No, sweetie, I never thought about looking in the couch 5 million times to find the. She's like, well, here it is. I don't know how you didn't see it. Yeah. And now the dog's down here. Frankie! You must have heard me talking about you. Come on. Yeah, she's that one. You gonna sing with me? Come on over here where they can see you. Over here, you're fine. You look beautiful. Come on. All right. It's a blessing to see people with their heads up to the sky still. 'Cause honestly, the same people, life can be so real. I'm amazed at all your strength, I am, and I'm grateful you've come through, yeah. So I take this time to stop a moment and show my gratitude for you. I put my lighter in the air for you. I see what you do and I see what you go through. Lighter in the air, the truth is you're beautiful. Now put your lighter in the air for us. Everybody sing together, sing a new song. Put your lighter in the air for love is beautiful. Many mighty ships are sinking, many stars are falling down, and I count it as a blessing that you hold me up now. I can tell that you've been praying, 'cause my whole life has turned around. Come on. And it can't go without saying that I thank God for you right now. I put my lighter in the air for you. I see what you go through, I see what you're doing. Put your lighter in the air, the truth is you're beautiful. Now put the lighter in the air for us. Everybody sing a new song, new song. The lighter in the air, the truth is you're beautiful. Everybody say, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. What, Frankie? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I'll say it and then you say it. Ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. They know you're not shy. Please stop. They say don't perform with animals or children. This is why. Look, all the people are saying yeah, yeah, yeah. They're waiting for you. Here we go. Ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. What? Okay, goodbye. Take the dog with you. She's over here. Yeah. Hey, Kelsey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Okay. And they tried to play it off like I was stupid or blind or something. I'm like, there's 4 of them, and now there are only 3. Because I was like, well, maybe it didn't have one on the top. No. No. Scrunched down on the couch, and then she was like, oh, look, here it is. And I was like, you know, anyway. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And y'all know she's, oh, here she comes again. Oh, now you're back. Okay, I see. Ready? Now you ready to sing with me? How about if I sing and then you answer me? Let's try it for the people. Ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Fine. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Say bye to the people. What? Say goodbye to the people. I'm working. Get out of here. Seriously. Don't sweat the small stuff. Oh, no, listen. It's her, right? The other one would... She's got like boy energy. Like seriously, just always tearing stuff up, you know. I'm like, don't kill it. It's a living thing. Just leave it. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, it's definitely her. The other one, yeah. The other one has stuff she does too. Like I know them, right? Yeah. Anyway, good times over here at the Garrett household. You know, so I'm trying to be like. Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. I know. It's just, listen, I don't want them to, you know, be out in public. I don't want them to grow up to be those people that don't care about other people. The behind the music, girl, listen. I should just start doing that now. I should just, you know, start talking about my life. I should do like an hour of music and then an hour of what goes on here, because on any given day, it's hilarious. Seriously, between the 2 of them and the dog and my brother. Yeah. Hi, Sonia. Anyway, yeah. So today I was on one of my friends, Griff. He's this hilarious comedian. He's so funny, and he has a show at noon. I'll get the information, where he comes on and he reads books to kids. Okay, I was on kid, you know, because yes, right. So okay, so everybody, because I think maybe we're mostly here. So yes, hey Gio, what's up? Okay, so Marin is stable, you know, and the nurse. I spoke to the nurse a little while ago, and she's like, well, you know, your brother's very sick. And I'm like, yes, this is not my first rodeo. This dude was in a coma for 3 months, and, you know, one night he was dead, and then the next morning I went in, and he was like, so did you get me cleared for work? Can I go back to work? And I was like, I'm about to kill you myself. Hi, Maurice, for scaring the bejesus out of me. So if I have learned nothing else, hi, Hannah, if I have learned nothing else, right? If it is not your time and you still have things to do, you are not going anywhere. You know, and I think I was telling you guys, like, I learned this, you know, during 9/11 too, because when I was in the bottom of that building, not knowing what was about to happen, not knowing what was going on above me, and just getting on that last train and being out, you know. And then a friend of mine who was on her first day at work, her boyfriend worked in the towers, and he had gotten her this job. So he was running late, and she was like, it's my first day, so I don't want to be late, I don't want to miss. And so, you know, she called him. I think she was like on the 32nd floor. And she called and she was like, yeah, so I'm not going to make it out. You know, when I look at that day and how, if I had gone outside, I probably would not have made it either, because there was so much smoke and debris. And it was just an area, like I always went through just the bottom or the shopping center part of it. Oh, I just called it a shopping center. It's not really a mall. I don't know what you would call it, the shopping area. Anyway, yeah, I used to come through there, you know, every day, going to work, coming to work. So I was always in there. And, you know, that morning I was running late, but I was like, I need to go to the bank. I need to go to the bank. So I stopped. And I carried this ATM receipt with me forever in my wallet, you know, just as a reminder. And that day was a reminder that life is just, you just don't know. So you got to live it completely and fully every day, and not stress the small stuff, right? Because it's really about the big stuff. It's about love and life and breathing and living and interacting with people. And oh yeah, girl, listen. So for those of you who don't know, so I worked in Jersey, and in Jersey City, and it was the second day of school. It was the most beautiful day. It was so blue and so gorgeous. Well, I overslept, which I have never overslept in my entire life. I overslept. I normally would have been through the building at 7:30, right? So we had been doing a week, you know, and I had timed it. I knew, so if I left my house, you know, at 7, I would be through there at 7:30, and then I overslept. I didn't make my bed, and for those of you who know me, you know I make my bed every single day, every day. When I woke up, my first thought was, you just should call in. You should just not go to work, just call in. You know, and I'm watching the news and I'm like, it's a beautiful day, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I never think about calling in. I mean, also, you know. So I was late. I got on the train. I was underneath the World Trade Center at 8:20. 8:20. And by the time I got to the other side, and we could see where the school was, you could see across the water. It's directly across. So I walk in the office, and everybody's crying, and I'm like, what's happening? And they're like, well, the plane hit the towers. And I was like, what, like a Cessna? And they were like, no. They were like, look out the window. And I look out the window and then see the second one. And I'm like, what is even happening right now? Like, how? I said, I was just there. And they were like, you came through World Trade? I'm like, yeah. And it's so crazy because like months before that, I'd had this, something was like, you should just start going to 34th Street. And I was like, it's so far out of the way. And a couple of days I had done that because it was just like, you know, you get the messages, right? You get them. They come, you listen, hopefully, you know, you get it. That's what happens. But, you know, that particular day when that voice was like, hey, just call in. And I was like, what? I can't call in? That doesn't make any kind of sense. Anyway, so I got stuck because they had shut down getting in. Oh, and then I called my boyfriend at the time who worked in DC at the airport, and he's sitting in traffic, and he's like, a plane just hit the Pentagon. And I'm like, yeah. And of course, you know, my mother. So my whole life has changed so much in the last 4 years because I was never a morning person. And if you called me before 11 and your name is not Jesus, you're probably going to get cussed out. Like you know, because I was up all night. I would be up, you know, till 3 or 4 in the morning talking to my mother who was up all night too. And then, you know, I would sleep until like 9:30, sometimes 10, 11. Like by 11, I was functional. And you know, I'm nice in the morning and all that, but you just couldn't call. Because I'd be like, hello, Jesus? And people would be like, no, this isn't. And I'm like, well, then why are you calling me? If your name's not Jesus, don't call her before 11. Seriously. Seriously. And I feel like Jesus knows, like he'd be like, oh, let me just wait. Let me get that girl. Anyway, now I'm up between 5:30 and 6, you know, because I go for my walk, and, you know, then I need just a minute to prepare before the kids, you know, get themselves together. So anyway, so yeah, so I, you know, I was there, and so I couldn't get back. I had called my old boss. She lived in Montclair, and she was like, yeah, come here. And then they shut all the roads down. So the people that worked at my school, who I'd only known for like a week, and I'm sure they were lovely. That's what I'm saying. Jesus could text. Like, I feel like if you can walk on water, then you could text. I'm just saying. So, yeah. So, you know, I called my boss. So then I called my roommate. I was living with Mo Beasley at the time. And, you know, we had been talking, and we were, hey, Gary Vincent, I was just talking about you. And so, yeah, so I called Gary, and we were like, what? It was crazy. Y'all, when I tell you it was crazy, like everything was on fire. It was just crazy. So I call Mo Beasley. He's like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And, so I had called my mother, you know, and my mother was like, well, you know, Eula called here at like, you know, maybe half an hour ago. And she said, Eula is super psychic, like super psychic. And she's like, have you checked on Marie Tree? And my mother was like, child, it's before 9 o'clock. That girl is not, she's in bed. I'm not worried. She's in bed. Well, she knew that I had started this new job, but she didn't know like the details. And so I called her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. She's like, well, where were you? I was like, well, I was in the building. And she was like, what? Anyway, so I called Mo Beasley, and I'm like, dude, I'm fine. Are you okay? He's like, yeah, I went to, so his daughter was living with us at the time. Whole other story. Like, I've known her since she was 3. And yes, that is exactly right, Nikki Mitchell. That is exactly right. He orders and guides your steps. Without beyond the shadow of a doubt, because that day and so many other days that I look back now, and I'm like, I can think of at least 5 times where I could have been gone. And that's why I say that about Marin, and that's why I'm like so calm, because I'm like, he's not going anywhere, you know, like. And when I hear these nurses, like, anyway, so Mo says to me, hey, well, you know, Juliet lives around the corner. Now, mind you, Juliet is the Black Martha Stewart, right? She's like the most nurturing June Cleaver type of person. So I call her, and she goes, oh, I'm a block away. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you know, I didn't even know she was there. I remember that she lived in Jersey City, but I didn't know. She was like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. When I tell you that she came and picked me up and put me to bed and fed me, and for 3 days just took complete care of me. Like, I had to turn the TV off because I couldn't watch it anymore. And of course, as she had come to get me and we were driving, you know, we see the towers start to fall, and I'm looking at this across the water, and I'm just like, what the yes. So that is my 9/11 story, with, you know, without a whole bunch of, you know, other stuff. But hi, Preston. But at that moment, I just decided that in this life was not going to do anything that I didn't love. I was gonna just say yes to what I wanted and be really clear about it, and no to everything that was not that. So I stuck the year out because I had taken it on, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. But I took that next week off, you know, and just sort of stayed home and, you know, just really regrouped. And so I decided I didn't want to teach anymore. I didn't want to be in a classroom. And I loved these kids. I mean, they were so great. It's so funny because, like, one of them who's probably my favorite, like, he recently found me a couple years ago, and so we like really, hey, David. And so, you know, I just believe that you find the people that you're supposed to find. You get what you're supposed to get. If you stay the course and you are just completely faithful to whatever that thing is that you were put here to do, whatever it is, it could be raising kids, it could be being a musician, being an artist, it could be, hi Bridget, it could be anything, right? Whatever you are here to do, you just sort of have to, you have to commit to it, right? Because I think the universe responds in kind. And I mean, it's the last, well, y'all, when I tell you that, you know, my life has changed so much in the last few years, just with my mother passing away. And, you know, my mother was my rock. I mean, my dad was my rock too. And when he passed, then my mother and I had this space to really get to know each other. Hey, Bunny, that I just didn't, like, I didn't know my mother as an adult. She'd always been my mother, right? So, you know, we had this time to really get to know each other, which was fantastic. Like, it was really great. And so, you know, I had just left her, like, I had been gone less than a week. And a friend of mine had come, like, one of my first boyfriends in college had come to New York because he'd found out that he had a 30-year-old brother that he didn't know about. That part. So he came to New York and he called me. He was like, hey, you know, I really want to take you out to dinner, blah, blah, blah. You know, when we could go out to dinner back then. So we go out to dinner and we're sitting there and I told him, I said, I'm really missing my mom. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to buy you a ticket. And I was like, no, you don't have to do that. He's like, no, I'm just going to buy you a ticket. I'm going to buy you a ticket for October. This was in September. He's like, I'm going to buy you a ticket. And I was like, oh, okay. So he buys me this ticket. This is Thursday night. Saturday, I get the call from Marin that my mother has had a stroke. And I mean, she was in great health, no issues. I mean, y'all know my mom. She was running the house, taking care of the dog, the pool, everything, right? Just because that's who she is. You know, taking care of my brother, just taking care of everything. And so I already had a ticket. So I called, you know, the airline to get my ticket changed, thinking they're going to charge me a whole bunch of money. I told the woman what's happening, and she's like, oh, you know, I'm going through this with my father. She's like, let me waive all the fees. She's like, except the $25 change fee. And Fred was like, hey, listen, I'll take care of whatever change fees you need to do. Just do what you got to do. Here's the card. Just put it on the card. It's fine. Whatever you got to do, keep me posted. So then, you know, I was having a rehearsal at the house, and I've told you all about this woman before, Eileen Kristen, who was this soap opera star. She was on Ryan's Hope, and when I was a kid, I was obsessed with her because she was like this magical, mystical person. She was the person that I was rehearsing with that day. There's so many details that I'm leaving out. I'm just trying to give you the big picture. Anyway, she was on her way to my house when this call came, and so, you know, I opened the door, and she's like, okay, what's going on? And I was like, okay, my mom just had a stroke. I'm trying to figure out. So she came upstairs, and like fucking Mary Poppins, she pulls this tea out of her bag and proceeds to go in my kitchen and make this magical tea. And she's like, okay, well, I'm here. And Delia. And she was also on All My Children. So, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm like, here's this woman that when I was a kid, I just thought was so magical and so comforting. And she was so comforting. And she said to me, she's like, your house is full of your family. You are surrounded by people. She said, I've never seen, bye Linda. She's like, I've never seen anybody with this many people in a space. And I was like, okay. And 3 hours later, I was on a plane headed home, and you know, I had to go into LAX. And then, you know, when I get to the airport, there's this beautiful man, just stunning. And I was just standing there, and he was like, hey, come here. And I was like, he's like, yeah. So I walk over to him. He was like, I was like, you know, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I probably was staring at you. I said, you are so beautiful. And he was like, nobody ever says that to me. And I was like, yeah. So he's like, okay, what's going on with you? He's like, I've been watching you. What's happening? And so, well, my mom just had a stroke, and she's in the hospital, and I am flying home. And he's like, okay, give me 1 second. So he goes away for like a second, and then he comes back, and he's like, well, come with me. And I'm like, you know, part of me was like, okay, Criminal Minds, probably not in the airport. This is probably okay. So he takes me to the plane, walks me on to a first class seat by myself, and says, have a safe trip. I'll be praying for you. Now, mind you, at that point I was through the airport all the time. So I knew the people that worked there, never saw him. I had never seen him before, and I never saw him again. So I got here, dealt with my mom. And so then my mom, you know, departed us really unexpectedly. And even during that time, there were so many signs and portents, you know, animals just showing up out of nowhere, and, you know, like, just like the bunny. Anyway, so much was so crazy. And then my mother was doing fine. She had a relapse. And my brother, yes, he was an angel. That guy was an angel straight up. So my mother had a relapse. And I call my brother and I'm like, hey, I need you to meet me at the hospital. Mom had a relapse. And so I get to the hospital and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And no Marin. And yeah, God is great. And I call him and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I'm on my front lawn and I'm having a heart attack. And I was like, of course you are, because you and Mom are connected. So I was like, well, come here, come, just have him bring you here. So I was upstairs with my mother, watching them, because, and she was always like, oh, don't let them, resuscitate me. And I was like, okay, cool. I got it. I got you. And then of course they called me in the car and they're like, well, what do you want us to do? And I was like, I want you to beat on her chest until she starts breathing. That's what I want. And then I was like, ugh. So I get there, and she's there and I'm holding her. They were like, do you want to come in the room? And I was like, of course. So, they're working on her and she, gets better and everything. And so then he arrives. And so I'm going between floors. And I told them, I said, listen, I need you. Do not say anything about my brother. Just don't, because if she hears that he's, so, I had them put him on one side of CCU. My mom was on the other. So I was just, every day, just living there, just going back and forth. And the day after that, we had the first San Bernardino shooting. And I just, I'd been going for months. And then I, was taking care of the kids. I was dealing with their mother. And I just completely had a meltdown. And I was like, okay. And then my cousin, he's a vascular surgeon. He's been helping me through all of this the whole time. And I'm Marin's best friend. And so he said, well, my wife will be there tomorrow. And his wife is actually my cousin. He's just my cousin by marriage. He's like, neither one of you are going to say anything. She'll be on a plane. She'll be there to help you. So that morning, then they had the shooting. So the airports were shut down. The phone lines were crazy. They wouldn't let people in and out of the hospital. But of course, I had made friends with, the nurses there. And the nurse was like, listen, I'm the head nurse. She was like, I'm going to write you a note. Give this to them downstairs. If you have any trouble getting back in, call me. Because all the hospitals were on lockdown. So I go to the airport. My phone is dead because something was going on with the service. It wasn't even like, I couldn't reach anybody. And so I was like, I'm going to go to the airport and I'm going to drive. And my cousin is going to walk out. And that's exactly how it happened. And she was like, I was trying to call you. I was like, I was trying to call you, but we couldn't get through. So we get to the hospital and, there's police everywhere. And on the way we had seen, oh God, like just a row of ambulances going. So I get there and, I've got the note on the outside and they're like, okay, come in. So we go in and then the nurse was like, well, you're not going to be able to go out and come back in. And I was like, it's fine. We'll just, we'll just chill here with my mom. And so, she was like, here's some vouchers for food, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was, when I tell y'all that it just seemed like, and this is a thing in my life anyway. It's always about these angels like y'all around, even when I don't see them, just sort of guiding and ordering my steps and making sure that I'm okay. And so it's all of that. So with this whole thing with Marin, now, I was going to San Diego. I was like, I just need a day not to have to deal with kids. So I was on my way. I was in Temecula, halfway there. And when I got the call and they're like, Marin is coding. And I was like, okay. Now, mind you, this is not Marin's first rodeo. This happened 2 weekends in a row. I was, I left him because I needed to work, obviously. And I was in Nashville. And so Miss Eleanor, who's on here, man, she, again, you know, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. She took care of me, you know, set me up so that I could come back and deal with all the stuff that I need to deal with. So, you know, I turned around and came back, and I didn't have that horrible feeling that I get in the pit of my stomach when something is really, really off and really wrong. And so, you know, I got a chance to go see him, you know, and have a word with him on Saturday. And again, you know, being kind to people turns around and anyway, so yes, I know I've been talking for a long time. He is stable. He is still, you know, he's on the vent, but he's stable. And that at this point is really all we can ask for. So, you know, your prayers are appreciated. Your presence is appreciated. Hi, Danny. Hi, baby. So, you know, again, I feel like we're all exactly where we're supposed to be. And when you are just connected and you don't look to the side and you just focus on what's ahead and focus on your purpose and just say nothing. Say no to everything that is not that thing that you were put here to do, then I feel like things happen the way that they are supposed to, right? And we wind up where we are. Because, you know, and even this, like, if you had told me last year that I would be doing a show every day, I'd have been like, what? No. And yet here we are, you know, and you know, it's funny, like I know, thank y'all so much for just being there. And so many of you have called and texted and, you know, checked in on me, and I feel the support, and I really feel the love. Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, I'm just trying to be focused and also, I love you, Danny. You know, the other thing is that, you know, it's all right there. And I think it's just about having faith and showing up, and then the universe or God or whatever you want to call it takes that step forward and shows up for you, right? And you just keep moving through it and moving forward. And yeah. So, okay. I love you too, Amos. What's up? How are you? All right, Alexa, you just picked the perfect song. I don't even know if you're still there, but this is perfect. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. I had to learn that all you give is all you get. So give it all you've got. I had my share, I drank my fill. And even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down another road, another hill, and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. So here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. It's funny how the time just flies, and who knows what tomorrow, funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. There's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I'm still in the game, here's to life and every joy it brings. So here's to life, the dreamers and their dreams. May all your dreams be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. Ricky, I miss my parents so much, really, every day. I get it. May all your tree storms be weathered, and all that's good get better and better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. So yes, that one, right? I mean, yeah, I did not plan on doing that today, but that song, you know, it's funny with that song has always spoken to me, right? But I always felt like I was too young to do it. You know, that's not a song you sing in your 20s or your 30s, maybe even your 40s, you know, and it's like now I'm finally at that point where I can sing it, you know? Yeah, and I know some of us have lost our mothers recently. Fathers too, right? Or somebody that we know and love. And, oh, Judith, me too. So, you know, yeah. This is one of those songs that my brother loves. And me too. Blood will flow and flesh and steel are one, dying in the color of the evening sun. Tomorrow's rain will wash the stain away, but somewhere in our minds will always stay. Perhaps this final act was meant to clinch a lifetime's argument that nothing comes from violence and nothing comes. Those born beneath an angry star, we forget how fragile we are. On and on the rain will fall like tears from a star, like tears from a star. Like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on, how fragile we are, 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 how fragile we are. How fragile we are. was supposed to do some stuff for my friend Neely today, which will be getting done tomorrow. She lost her dearest friend a couple of days ago too. So listen, y'all know this is a place to come and bring your grief and your joy and all of that, because it's really a balance. Like, you really can't have one without the other, right? And I think that's what we forget. We get so ingrained in this sadness and we just can't find our way out. And sometimes we forget that there is joy equal to that, right? And it gives us the appreciation and the understanding. You know, you can't have one without the other. I love you too, Bonnie. Hi, Michelle. Yes, right. So that's what this space is. Hi, Erin. How are you? Right? This space is for love and faith and hope and belief. And for those who are journeying. Like, you know, I don't really advertise that much because I'm like, the people who need to be here, y'all are here, right? And we show up for each other and we're building this community that, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it means everything to know that the people that I love, you know, and some people that I've loved from a distance, and to see them show up, it's the best. It is the best thing ever for me. It is the best. Yes, the universal tune, right? That's really what it is. Yeah, I mean, where, you know, if you haven't experienced great joy and you've only experienced grief, then you don't know, or vice versa. Like, if you've only been super, super, super happy, then you don't know. It is all about love. I mean, love is all there is. Love is all there is, right? So, and about belief. Yes, yes. Rachel, I appreciate you too. Thank you for showing. Thank y'all for showing up every day and giving me a platform. I mean, obviously, I would be sitting in my living room doing this alone, but to have people here and to feel you, to feel that love, is everything. It's everything, my little fireflies. And I know you're out there, you know, shining your light out into the world every day. And this is where I come in order to just rejuvenate and be able to do that on a daily basis, because it can be depleting, right? It can be totally depleting. But just like, you know, drinking water every day, exercising every day, getting outside into the light every day, sleeping every day, right? The basics. But what are we without love? What are we without love? What are we without that? Sad, right? Sad and heartbroken. And I mean, I know that I could call on any one of you at any given moment and you'd be there for me, because some of you I didn't even call on and you were just there. You just showed up without even asking, right? And I think that's what this human experience is supposed to be. And somehow we've just gotten so far from decency and reality and being direct and not being passive aggressive, right? I mean, that's what I get out of it. And every day that I'm here, I'm like so happy to be here and share these songs with you, right? So, for those of you missing your mother, this is this one. Hey, Frankie or Maris? They may not hear me. Coming. I love when she says, coming. My mother was a sunshine, so every day was a dream come true. She said, we'll pass by the breath deep inside her. She could make colors in the sky blue. She said, retreat, what you gonna do today? You're second guessing every single move you make. You're definitely gonna have some very hard days, but I'll be right there for you. And she said, before I go, what? There's one thing you should know. What? I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. Give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. 'Cause in the end the love we take's got nothing on the love we make. So give love. Where's your sister? Thanks, Will. She's down. Hey, Maris. Can you come sing the chorus with us? Don't leave, Frank. What's the matter? Yeah, Frankie broke it. Alright. Alright, here we go. She said you're gonna be a light in a cold world. You've got extra love pumping up in your veins. To my people feeling down and my people feeling lonely, I got so much of this, I gotta give it away. And she'd say, honey, what you gonna do today? You're second guessing every single move you make. Definitely gonna have some very hard days, but I'll be right there for you. And she said before I go, what?
There's one.
Should what? Yeah, now what? I give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. Give love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. You gonna sing? Love to all of my people. All of my people need love. I give some. 'Cause in the end the love you take's got nothing on the love we make. So give love. So give love. So give love. Love is simple. Just say, I love you. And you can say I love you in a myriad of ways, right? Just text to say, you okay? Did you get home safely? You feeling all right? Probably Mike John. Probably Marshall. Right. So, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Right here. Yes. Giving you the love. Right? Yes. 'Cause in the end the love we take's got nothing on the love we make. So give love. Alright, say bye.
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 I love you.
I love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. I'll keep you posted if anything changes. Alright. Love y'all.